NFM Radio, Emudaho. NFM Radio, Emudaho. NFM Radio, Emudaho. Minia, see fire will burn you. Our NFM Radio, Jumedia Mansa Musa Edebro, and Juada Copem Memneda, and rain on song, a Copem known to. Listen to Fire Will Burn You on NFM Radio with Mansa Musa, Monday to Saturday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yenam top connect so emanisika de bagana if we are fanani na yentia capre ane aye free top connect amasika money ayem rekra you hear ne say we download it with top connect app no Play Store diama wo Android phone and also we use iPhone so or Apple Store na download the top connect aye simple cra top connect wa manda radio num so wo Europe North America and Asia wo mane wo dofu sika fa top connect so aye tentem na emre na mawa hoto so sese die sika mani di foforo kra any top connect so we yan chechemu bia for top connect our plus 442 081 6155 and a plus 442 081 761 600 plus 447 882 950 088 and nasa hwehwe top connect our befontin tefidie nyina so top connect fasika mani wa befo sunjemu a untia kapre top connect yes ye die
Abusia, let me go straight to the point. We will find wada. Once you attack and send me says so, you work as here. Come air conditioner, and so dumb air conditioning, and said that more Cassiasa, no crane say. One friendly papa, and I'm installation now, Mountia. With everything called enterprise, a air conditioning installation at the Mawa, Odawo, a Rubia, okay, you, a woman, you. Never called room, it's a cold stores, and a Bavia, you didn't ever see, I was saying, you know, everything called enterprise. Every year a nice one had your mower, a Rubia, no, but you would dika. You install central air conditioning, split air conditioning, car air conditioning, never solar panels also. You're one a nice Eddie mower, or you'll be a bus straight up to your body will fee. So what do you say? And our gas and us say you'll come with the anal dear and our co-store dear. You know, a very nice and quick, but you will be a yet the amount. Also, more bridge, I'm always sit down or make it around. Over to me, I'm afraid you can lie with so. Yeah, be install air conditioning in Ibiamamu. Frank was 447508650279. Oh, wager, I just sent Ghana Fire Service. Wow, France 0544489343 and 0302906276. Your website, you know, everythingcode.org. And I'll send you an email, kjamwako@yahoo.co.uk. Everything called enterprise, air conditioning, master, no.
NFM Radio, emu daho. Minia, see fire will burn you. I want NFM Radio. Jumedia Mansa Musa ede bro. Ejwada kopem memneda. Enumre non song. Ekopem non do. Listen to Fire Will Burn You on NFM Radio with Mansa Musa Monday to Saturday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Oyezu Oyeza Munya NDC nya ewo United Kingdom na Ireland chapter da ma bri so michia na menyu ba bezian abato ho nkomo dem ma wore nyim na oka kakra na yakoto abaye ze yan mpenyufo a wo bohwe party do wo da me chapter ya meji ho nkomo na menyu ba bezi chairman akwa no ho nkomo da ma bri chairman akwa campaign a wo gina there to wando abana wombe chairman nemu chairman akwade ojina ho prekope nti mesraw de ebo to waba na eza ma chairman akwa na wabe chairman bo United Kingdom and Ireland chapter usane de okitan hihye bebre a yame na dom na so be chairman a opede ozuboa awa eye member bo United Kingdom na Ireland na NDC party ni na da no dom hihye no mu bi ni the establishment of a welfare program. Dem welfare program no mo foso benyi abrubiara NDC ni ehwehwem bo wo sekasama fem bibi kakra bi a ezeboto to nzama wa bra ahokyira aba no dem welfare program e bohwe na wonsa ka bibi kakra ofi £50 zuko £400 na enyesika etume botua eyi chairman akwana adwe na opede ozuboa NDC ibiso nyi de NDC member biara obenya any immigration issue ana mbrem nsemi biara wo bibia otena wo United Kingdom ana Ireland chairman akwa establish mpenyumfo a wobetena ho na wahwe na advice biara oyembra kono do na wadi amaw impo se pelo yenyi bi no wegina na waka wasem bi amaw wo United Kingdom ha ana Ireland da mpenyumfi wo mu bi no me lawyers a wobotum wegina ma amaw no waji bibi kakrebi wabra wobotum wabo
no nyamfo mani me ma mo UK ni Ireland chapter no ya yetienie Yena so say beto aba every chapter chairman fofo. Ya hwe de chinene mum lukoto on swear. Enyonya for Dr. Joe Ajimai, the restoration man. The father say every part in wedding kind. But dear Monesema putting you, they will to the voice over performance room koso. One more you my dear, funny put it through. Now it's in a nice so. You might be brain or dear Guaquema, or by a dear Maye, Benny said, oh, Signa ye, a second you made bia, but you party office. Now, or the £60 and payment numina to us here, and you 5,000 pounds. Or Sancho Magwoni Mama Honsu, £1,000 na ever show Mujuma Mukina, na is Signa. Don't swear, but you are for all that true Mudi, Abaka party in a hoodie. I'm a brow, and Musabaka Omudika, and 10 times so. Now I don't Abaka home. And what was me and Sebiano? Party moving in Fua, or did you make the other show, Musebiano? About 2 saffron, what's nothing. Not the idea show, Musa, the Omer Buhop and Marco. When did the Brenano by Amayo? Only a Sapatra was a mount to ma. The sunny D. Dr. Joe Ajimai, the restoration man. Tata Chairman Anna, Yantumano.
Right, welcome to another beautiful, in fact, it is a beautiful Wednesday, it's the midweek as we say, as we call it. Beautiful day in London and nice and bright, really. A bit breezy here and there, but other than that, nothing to write home about. Well, it's another day or another night, another evening, wherever you are, whatever you are doing. I hope everything is going on nicely in your lives. Anyway, it is time to do another assessment, find out what's going on. It's a current affairs program coming to you from NFM, and me, myself and I, Mansa Musa, I'm ready to rumble and rumble. I'm ready to rock and roll. This is the program. It's called Fire Will Burn You. So fire will burn you, but it is not literal. It is just metaphorical. That is, we talk with potency, we talk with action, we talk with substance. And if you don't talk properly, the metaphorical fire will surely set upon you, and it will burn you. Anyway, welcome once again. If you're just tuning, if you're on Facebook, please share, like, and everything. Send your messages. Same on your YouTube. Go there and find Mansa Musa. I'm wearing my navy blue little t-shirt, which I am, overgrown in that t-shirt. I don't know why. I don't eat too much these days, but still, you see, growing up or growing old is not good at all. I'm doing my best, but still, oh dear. Anyway, enough about myself. Tonight, we hear some, Ghana where problems in the baby. Problems, baby. Sometimes me name producer. We don't know even where to start or what will be where to start or what to begin with, right? Okay, thank you. And let's say, Chesa will shed the Koswa. And some no baby. Obiti say a friend is saying, Dr. Frimpong. Professor Frimpong. The guy is talking. The guy is, he's trying his best. Okay. You see, the guy is trying his best to air his views, to bring everything about, to tell people what has really gone on, what has happened, and to let everybody know that it's not entirely, or it's not only his fault, or it's not his fault alone that the Galamsey fight and the rest, went rather haywire, and in the end, a whole lot of counter accusations, the famous excavator, flying excavator, and the rest of it, we all heard what has gone on. And this man is talking and talking and talking. But the problem or the question is, who is actually listening? Tonight, though, I will start with a young man who works or deals with, he's a business fella, a market fella, somebody who, I think they trade in, okay, thank you. I think they trade in onions, and they are having problems with their, what do we call it, what's the name given to those people? They are not council people or something, but they are people who look after the market, like landlords or something, and they are having problems. So I've invited that young gentleman, Nombrana Yindi and Komo Kakra. Your friend is Abrantie. Good evening. Okay. Yes. It looks as if because I'm talking to myself, I have not opened your microphone. So I, Mansa Musa alone, can hear you. The rest cannot hear you. Let me try and fix your microphone. Okay, now let's say the good evening again. Good evening.
Good evening, Mansa Musa.
Very good. Country and Abrofo.
Ebetimi dia frafra, ebetimi akabrofo, bibia abeko.
Okay. Uni hwan yehifa na wo ye adwuma.
Okay, dedi kai meda wase, me afanya odi amame. The friend me yeboa even innocent. Me Assemblies of God suffer.
Okay.
Na me leader ma ekobi a yefre on agent kutoku market stores and shared owners. Let me put it in right context. Aggrieved agent kutoku market stores and shared owners association. Sa ko ye ko ben adwadifo bi a ya na the West Municipal Mansa Mai an opportunity say market bi a na agent kutoku. They gave it to us. It has been abandoned for long, so they want us to operationalize it. And to those who are given checks, they paid 1,000 Ghana cedi, where the assembly also gave them instructions to do a uniform table for the metal, whatever. So they did it. Then those who were given allocated the stores, they paid 5,000 Ghana cedi. I'm talking about 3 years ago. Then they have to renovate the shop, that is plastering, sealing, tarring, and some even went to an extent of changing the gate because the gates were so small. Then they gave us time and date they wanted to open the shop, and they gave us 3 dates, which they failed. Then all of a sudden we were there, they brought onion markets, onion sellers to occupy the space. Initially, nobody from the assembly informed us that they were going to take the shop from us, or there had been a change. So for that matter, we may not be able to occupy the shop. There wasn't any information at all. And so when we heard that, say, Omode, Jennifer Nobano, you confronted assembly, Gawe. You catch and say, only on the Yampa Bush. And the Obi store na church na Obi actually be cry. Mo shirt no because they need the Obi shirt at it. Ya failure. They no baby no when the onion sellers came. Padlocks are not the shop na ya plaster no aye mu ya they started blocking the padlock. Yeah, confront to assembly no Obi anka bibi anchire. The assembly did not interact with us in any way, in any case. And the attractional letters to them said they should tell us our status, whether they are giving the shops to us or not. If they are not giving it to us, what's the way forward? They were not responding to our letter. So I personally wrote a letter to petition Parliament. And the letter nominated my constituency. member of parliament, I can't mention his name. And one of the assembly guys, our madam, got wind of it. No,
Mebo, is it set way a public or we can a public domain? And is what tradia in your secret and the what drama or parliamentarian identina untimi and bonidi on. I'm just asking. Okay, okay, fair enough. Okay, that's fine.
One of the engineers of our assembly, wind of what I'm about doing, me petition parliament, inform the assembly. There was a team in assembly, another office, I see PRCC, Public Relations and Complaints Committee. And I'm afraid, we started talking about it. They were even alleging, say they don't even know. Assembly, shows any stores.
Your friend is saying, now your friend, she suka kraba. Me producer beside me say, Mimbusao. Now, I'm saying me friend straight. Unya time share link no name crop for any himself Babekasa. Say if you didn't share it, I can allow you some 2 minutes be just to share to your people to listen in to either watch the Facebook, YouTube.
I've shared it on our page.
Okay.
Share on the 2 pages. I've shared it on it.
Okay.
Already.
So they know you are coming to talk, right?
They know very well.
Very good.
In fact, the first message you sent me, I posted it on the page.
Okay.
And
that's fine. That's fine.
The other information, the links and everything, I've shared it. I've even called my mom who is in London to even listen to me and all.
Oh, tell your mom to sometimes call on NFM Radio to talk to us. Yeah, we always want plenty fans, listeners, and good friends. Your friend Duncan said I should make reference him when I start when I contact you.
I know it's Duncan who gave us this link.
All right then. So go ahead and so the story is that your shops, the shops that you have
legally
acquired, yes. I mean, and you pay rent, right?
Yes, we paid for the allocation. In fact, it's not about rent. They were not giving it to us, so we paid for the contract, 5 years contract.
Okay, fine. That is fine. Let's get it in perspective. You have paid for the 5-year contract with we've signed a 5-year contract. Like a lease. It has been leased to you guys for 5 years by the Gan West Municipal Assembly, right?
Yes, by the Gan West Municipal Assembly.
Okay, then all of a sudden they decided that they want the shops back without paying your money.
They gave the shops to another people.
Okay.
Not us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Gan West people, the Gan West authorities haven't signed 5-year agreement with you guys, now decided to sell or give the same property or premises to a different group of people. You know the people they gave the premises to again. Which group?
And they gave it to the onion sellers.
Okay. You hang on a second. Now, you see, I want my listeners to understand this. You people are not the onion sellers. What are you?
We are not onion sellers. We are indigenous business persons.
Okay. So you people are doing business and you rented the place or leased the place for 5 years. Now the assembly said they want the place for onion sellers, right?
Initially, what they told us is that the project was built by former President Kufuor for the onion sellers, but it was abandoned for all these years. They were not operationalizing it. So the assembly called us that they can't allow the market to go waste. So they wanted it to be operationalized in the community. So they called people to come for forms and operate the market.
Okay. So you, the business people, you have an association. Your name once again. What is your title?
Aggrieved Kotoku Marketers and Stores Owners Association. Aggrieved.
Right. My confusion here is that why aggrieved? Because you should have an association before you became aggrieved, isn't it?
When we went in for the shops, we went as individuals. And so when they gave us the date and time to open the shop, when we met, we formed a group. So all of us went in there personally, individually. Then when we came together for the reopened and we realized that they will not give the shop to us, we formed that group. That is why I'm saying that we are aggrieved owners.
Of Association of Agyapong Kotoku, is it?
Please get the name clear.
Yes, that's why I want to get the name is Aggrieved Market Stall Association.
Aggrieved Kotoku Market Store and Sheds. Kotoku Market Store and Sheds Owners Association.
Oh, Market Store and Sheds. What I mean, I feel I made to me was Market Store.
Legally, sign contract, allocation letter, and all that. They don't have any agreement with the assembly. Yeah, you have agreement with them, but the assembly did not give it to us simply because almost the regional minister and I say only on foreign there, so he used his power to take the shot.
Okay.
And gave it
no, before we come there, hang on. You people signed an agreement for 5 years. Say you have okay. And that document, is there any clause or anything written say at any particular time they can take the premises back?
No.
Okay.
No. Let me read what is on the contract.
Please, yeah, go ahead.
Please, a moment. Let me take one on. I have all the copies here from.
No problem. Take your time. Take your time to find it. Mansa Musa is speaking to a gentleman in Accra, as we speak, West Accra area, the municipal area, West Municipal Assembly area, a place called Agyapong Kotoku Market, that sort of thing. I don't know exactly where it is, but I know a lot of Ghana people who are listening.
Let me tell you where Agyapong Kotoku is located.
No. Don't worry. You set your papers. Get your things. I am now ranting. When you are ready, let me know.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. Let me read.
Okay, now tell me exactly where the place is. You wanted to tell me. Where is it?
Agyapong Kotoku is located on Accra Tawam Road. When you get to Media, before the bro, you turn. If you are from Accra, you turn left. If you are from Kumasi, you turn right from Media.
I get what you mean. Now we know the geography. So now read it to us.
Yeah. Go. The heading is West Municipal Assembly, P.O. Box 1, Amasamine. Then their telephone number, Office of the Municipal Administration. In case of reply or blah, 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 then they give us a reference. Then the letter is offer letter as licensee to occupy and use store number 1 at Commercial Center. The West Municipal Assembly wishes to offer you one store number 1 store in its commercial center under construction at Agyapong Kotoku Market under the following terms and conditions. Offer is based on the following. 1. You shall be required to pay an initial fee of 5,000 Ghana cedi for a period of 5 years, renewable. 2. You have a maximum period of 2 weeks to complete the payment However, you are to make a 50% payment on the day of acceptance, otherwise, you shall forfeit the offer. 3. Upon completion of the rental amount of 5,000 Ghana cedi, the assembly shall give you vacuum possession of the store after entering into a tenancy agreement with you. 4. You shall bear the installation of electricity meter, to your store. 5. If you fail to complete the payment of the amount of 5,000 Ghana cedi within the stipulated 2 weeks, you shall forfeit the store, and the amount you have paid will be refunded to you without interest. 6. You shall pay a monthly rent of because they are not fixed, so there's no amount after an initial 5 years, as per the assembly fee fixing resolution. 7. You shall not assign, sublet, or grant any portion thereof to any persons or group of persons or corporate body. If the assembly find out that you have violated this clause, the store will be taken over by the assembly without a refund of the rent you paid. 8. When you do not need the store anymore, you shall surrender the unexpired terms of the rent for refund without interest. 9. If you fail to accept this offer letter within 8 days or receipt of this letter, you shall be deemed to have refused the offer. Signed, Habib Mohammed, Municipal Coordinating Director for Municipal Chief Executive. That is all that is in the document.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we keep mentioning store. Is it one store, one premises, or group of stores? That is enclosures or rooms. Is it only one room or 2 or 3?
It's not one room. Rooms. In fact,
okay.
The entire building have about 98 rooms.
Okay. And how many of you own? I mean,
those that I know officially who were given the stores were 62.
Okay, and you are saying that this 5,000 is it for the whole group or per person?
Per person, individual.
Okay. All right. So now we have cleared that. Now the air is cleared. So now, hang on. Oh, sorry. Carry on. Tell me. Maybe you want to say more.
Apart from the 5,000, you are to plus because the place was not planted. There wasn't any tile. There was filling. You have to do all those things, painting and the stuff. We asked them, are they going to refine those monies or are they going to add it to the initial? They told us that because they are not done with the works there, that is why they have given it to us as 5,000. So people spent extra 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, depending on how they want their stores to be.
So then obviously, hang on a second, let me clear this. When you were giving the stores, the rooms or the stores were not, how do I say it? They were not completely or properly decorated. No, it wasn't decorated. There were no electrics. No, there were no electrics. There were no plumbing system.
No.
And obviously, there is no sanitation system attached, right?
Nothing.
And
nothing
unfurnished. I mean, there was nothing like a table or chair. Nothing. Okay. So you paid 5,000 each. And you were, you were given the choice that, I mean, that won't be a choice. Obviously, it is an obligation to redecorate the place and set it up. Yeah. And you were given it for 5 years. How long have you been, operating since?
we've not been able to operate the shop. In fact, it was not open to our business. The date and time they gave us, they failed, citing the reason being that they were looking for toilet facility around. They were looking for water. In fact, it was in the COVID period. I paid my in 2020, March 2020, and others paid earlier than that. So they told us that they need water in the market. They need to fix the toilets and other things. But the place was bushy, so they have to clean the place and all that. So they never gave us opportunity to operate the market. No.
Since when have you paid the money? When did you pay the money?
Mine is 3 years, 1 month or 2 months.
Oh, so you've paid that amount, decorated a place for, say, nearly 3 years, and yet you haven't done, I mean, you've not done any operation, or you have not used the premises to trade.
No, not even 1 day.
And when did the authorities decided that the place cannot be yours after all again?
I don't know when they took the decision, but the current occupants came in fact, this July marks 2 years.
I'm finding it very difficult to understand this. So, you guys, what do you trade in? Maybe in, what do we call it, electrical goods?
Get it right from me. We are traders who trade in different things altogether.
Okay.
So they open the bidding that if you want a store to do business, come for it.
Sure.
If you want a shed to do business, come for it.
Yes.
The shed is 1,000 Ghana cedi. The store is 5,000 Ghana cedi.
Okay.
Come and pick a four plate. We did that. They told us that do this and that and that and that. We'll open the shop for you, or we'll open the market for you to sell. We are doing cleaning. We are putting the place in good shape. We want water. We want toilets. They were doing all these things. They gave us date and time, but they failed on all those 3 days. Then all of a sudden, boom, they have brought different people to occupy the place they have given to us. That's the whole story.
If you said they have brought, who have done that? I mean, who has done that? I don't understand, because initially you were given, you started with a paperwork, an agreement you signed. So if the authorities want their premises back, obviously you should be written to. You should be given some paperwork or something. Is it okay? Tell me what happened.
Exactly, but when you ask me, if you ask me now, who authorized the people to occupy, I cannot tell you whether it's the municipal chief executive or, according to the information I have, which is not an official information communicated to me by anybody, we heard it on television that the regional minister, Henry Cote, is bringing the onion sellers from Agbogloshi to Ajenkoteku. That's all that we know. And officially, nobody informed us. In our quest to know whether the store will be given to us or not, I personally followed Mr. Clement Wittenson for many times. I went there with my assemblyman, Honorable, give us the date we are going to open the shop for us. Oh, what the monko? The Bama date, make a assemblyman, several times, many times. So they did not communicate.
I am shocked though. I mean,
Why are you shocked? Anything is possible. Don't be shocked.
I am shocked because the point is, you see, the politics of all this is that a government will come and say, look, yes, we will create jobs. We are going to create jobs, the public sector. Then we the politicians want more of private involvement. The private sector should thrive. It should, it should prosper. A whole lot of, heavy vocabulary will be used to tell everybody that, look, that's what politicians want to do. So how the governance is going on in Ghana, that's what I'm saying. I'm shocked because it is haphazard. There's no order. Look, maybe they have a good reason. Maybe they have a good reason to say, okay, we want our premises back. But since monies has changed hands or document has changed hands, it is the same document that has to, be used to return or to reverse the original agreement. What is, I want to ask what is going on, but that is a rhetorical question. Have you got any lawyer or somebody following? Because this this shouldn't be politics. Your MP or what? It should be a trade dispute. So you should have a lawyer.
Yes,
Go ahead.
we have given it to a lawyer. In fact, initially, all our letters we wrote as a group did not receive any attention until when they heard that we are heading to court. Then I think the first time they attended to us is when they heard that I want to petition Parliament. So a team from the Gawes, that is PRCC, called us to hear our side. They said that they, who are even in the assembly, it is chaired by the presiding member. And the then presiding member told me that he's not aware that they have taken our money, which I believe is false. It's not true.
Hang on. When the monies were paid, hang on a second, please. When you guys paid money, you were giving receipts, or you just paid and they say goodbye. There are no receipts.
We have the bank receipt plus the receipt that Mansa Musa gave us, the government municipal gave us, plus allocation letter, which I just read to you.
So how would anybody from the same authority say, "Oh, we are not even aware that your monies were taken"?
Let me tell you what will shock you the more. Just recently, when they heard that we are going to court, we received calls from the municipal that we have to come to the assembly. When we are coming, we should come with the original allocation letter and receipts and other things. I didn't know that they have called the first batch. So the first batch called, went, and they said they have set a committee. The committee was, they were engaging the one-on-one. When you go there, they will ask you, do you need your money or you want to go to court? Knowing very well that some of the people are fed up. Some went in for loans. Some, I can tell you on authority that somebody has died out of this. So the second day when we went, I told them that we will not allow them to engage us individually. Now we are a group. We have a lawyer. If they want to engage us, they should contact our lawyers because they have our letters in their system. And the woman who was the chairperson of the committee, who doubles as a something auditor in chief of assembly, told us that he is not privy to the fact that they are taking money from us for 3 years.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, I mean it.
I don't know what to say to this point, but at this point, but
I won't lie to you.
So don't tell me. Look, don't tell me you're a pastor. For that one, Mansa Musa don't deal in those. I mean, I deal in. Look, I believe in honesty. Whether you even if I know somebody, his title is Satan. If the fellow is honest, I will deal with him. So it doesn't matter whether a pastor or not. If you are honest, you are honest. Listen, what I want to know is that the whole scenario, I can't get it. I don't understand it because this shouldn't be like, okay, one person, you pay money to some unscrupulous somebody and the fellow has vanished. You can't trace him. But where you even have receipts and you were supposedly dealing with officialdom, you still have problems like this. No wonder why the youth, everybody is running away. Why? What's going on? Jesus Christ.
And amazingly, the occupant of the market, the onion sellers, I can tell you on authority, 80% of them are not Ghanaians. And shockingly, they have not paid a dime to the assembly, yet they are renting the shops to others. Even the frontage of the shops, they are renting it to some of our members who are in need of a place to sell.
To trade, to do business,
Yes, sir.
to earn a living. I said,
Yes.
I said, Ben,
Ghana.
I hear na you fire home fa.
I don't know.
You fire home fa. Dear Granny. Hey, Edio. So, where are we now? Or Americans will say, where are you at? Stage Ben, I'm almost say.
The stage I woman said, yeah, the control a letter to them. Say, we gave them a letter that is demand for our money and intention to proceed to court. That was written in September. And their lawyer called our lawyer and responded verbally that they need further negotiations with that. They never came to the table. But unfortunately, our lawyer traveled. So we gave the case to another lawyer who has written to them the intention to proceed to court. Then he has written some demands that they need to give us. If by 30 days they are not able to come forth, then we have to find money and proceed to court.
Well, that will be your only option, honestly, because nobody can advise on any other way to retrieve your money or to be for you to receive a fair treatment. And this, we are not talking about a group of gangs or a private entity. So if the state itself has become gangsters, where we go from here?
The stores we are 62, the shares they are 96.
And 96 by even if 1,000 you say, so 96,000, then the 52 by 62, right?
52 by 5,000.
So about 300 and something thousand, 305,000 something. It's not small pocket change.
Plus the monies they spend.
Obiajedi. Hey,
I can't say that.
I mean, don't worry, me and America say Obiajedi. Because Obi to office, who say she doesn't even know, say, hey, now, I don't open the records to see what has happened previous, maybe presenter or what they do or anything. You don't even go into records. I mean, on my bend, Jesus Christ, this is rough. This is rough and rubbish. Your friend is saying, okay, go ahead.
Let me say that just about almost 2 months ago, I responded to some allegations that was made by the Gawes Municipal Assembly. We went to one of the radios, I think Radio Gold, the Rainbow Radio, claiming that it is only just a little over 40 or 30 people who paid the money to the shops. They said they did not even tell us to renovate the place and all that. I responded to that. I went on radio. As at now, he has not come back to answer some of the things I said. So if Mr. Clement New Wilkinson is listening to us, he should come back again and tell the whole people that our number is more than what he said, what he told the public on Rainbow Radio. Again, he shouldn't think that, sorry to say, we are not human beings, but they are treated us with utmost disrespect. We are indigenous of municipal, and if there is anybody who deserves a place to work, it is the indigenous. If people are creating their own...
Those people you are dealing with, I mean, the authorities, is anybody's contact available that you can let me have? It's only fair that we hear from them too. If you can get me...
In fact, the best person to get you the contact is the same Duncan who gave me my contact, who gave my contact to you.
Okay.
Aside
go ahead.
That, just recently, when they called us and we refused to allow them to talk to us one-on-one, they later called us. And when they call our members, they will ask them, come for your money. When the people respond that talk to our lawyer, then there's a woman called Rebecca behind the phone who will say that one meji musikana. I better say we men's go to the yellow. So when I heard that, I called one of the engineers, the woman who received our money. The municipal who received, take the receipt and give us the allocation letter.
Somebody like that, I need her number if I could.
Oh, I can give you her contact. Straight.
Okay, send me her contact. I will contact Duncan as well to see if I can get others from that. And it is the Ghana West Municipal Assembly, right?
The West Municipal Assembly, headed by Honorable Clement Neil Wilkinson.
Okay. Listen, thank you very much. It's a very kind of sorry story, but it's not something to be laughed at. It's not funny at all. It is the whole governance in the Ghana is completely gone out. I mean, it's completely hopeless because in my day, when you are dealing with, let's say, gangsters and crooks and private people, they can cheat you and run away. But when you deal with government in my day, at least things take a bit longer. But you are assured of of substance, or let's say of decency, and that anything happens, there's the rules and regulations to follow. But these days, it looks as you say, just a baby and basa, and then penny for no boom ye buko. And they'll be also be jina oh yem breaky 8, yem breaky 9, yem breaky 15. Now month with the tree. I send back granny.
I make pradia, yem breaky whatever no pradia, when yamela, the problem is I'm a
NFM Radio.
I'm on for with interest.
That's it.
Sir,
that's it.
So I'm betting me stores maybe I'm within the shortest possible time. Another thing I'm annoying is that when they called us, they said, assembly no intentions of basic start but as to when and where they don't know, it is over to me they are trained.
Got that. All right, listen, that's it, baby. What the FNC here now? I'm repeating myself from now. What my update as to how things are being resolved. Any contact, relevant contacts are being bring so that's it, baby.
But I can tell you for a fact that apart from anti-grace, I'm sure say, even if I give you anybody's contact, they will not respond. Because one of the days, we went to Angel. After saying all that we want to say, they called even the municipality. They never did the call.
Okay. You send me what you can send. We will see if they will be decent enough to listen to us. Okay. Listen, have a good evening. Have a good evening, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you for the opportunity. We are grateful.
Thank you too.
Grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Listening to Mansa Musa, the program is Fire Will Burn You, coming to you from NFM Radio this evening. Tonight it's Wednesday. Wednesday is it the 19th? I think so, the 19th of April 2023. And seminar yet to Ghana, just you can't make it up. I mean, a whole municipal assembly will collect monies from traders and decide to not to fulfill their side of the bargain, their side of the contract. They don't give a damn. Just say, oh my no, who be a to Mrs. You, we are what we are. Anyway, we will be back. Right, so we've heard from the shopkeepers or the traders at Ajen Kotoku, people who apparently have paid loads of money to some assembly, that is the Gan West Municipal Assembly, paid their monies, and yet they can't get the stores or the premises to work in. Now they are being tossed up and down here and there. We've heard it all. I mean, no wonder. Africa, my boo. Oh, anyway, to continue tonight's discussion, we are privileged to have Professor Frimpong Boateng on the line. Let's go and say good evening to him. Prof, good evening. I hope all is well. I know you are tired. You are a medical doctor, so you've done a whole lot of work today, and Mansa Musa is disturbing you tonight. Hello, sir. Can you hear? Yeah, can you hear me?
The last bit didn't come true.
Okay, I think the line is a bit shaky. Now, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm saying that you've had a lot of work to do this today, being a medical doctor, and now Mansa Musa has come in with his problems as well. But we appreciate your time with us. One will say you are a proper medical doctor, a heart surgeon. So, sir, how did you find yourself in politics or in real-time politics? If you can tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Well, I'm a heart surgeon. I studied medicine in Ghana, went to Germany to do my postgraduate studies, and specialized in cardiothoracic and vascular surgery. And I was one of the pioneers of the heart transplant program in Germany. I failed my heart transplant, my first one in 1985. Taught there, did many things, and came to Ghana to establish the National Cardiothoracic Center and the Ghana Heart Foundation. So this is briefly what I did. And then did many things, including being chief executive of the Kwabena Teaching Hospital, and from there entered into politics because I believe that if politics is well executed, it can be used to help many millions of people and lift millions out of poverty.
Right. So I personally, Mansa Musa, I'm interested in that question. All right, you are a very good surgeon, heart surgeon like that. Look, we have a lot of them in UK and Germany and other places. You are one of them. Those people are very people that we have to treasure. I mean, they are tough guys. To be a proper surgeon is not easy. My question is, when you went into politics or after joining the political ranks, why didn't we find you in, let's say, the Ministry of Health or the top health advisor to the government or something?
No, I was interested in technology, because without the capacity to do things, no country ever developed. If a country cannot have the capacity to build machines, create spare parts, other implements for agriculture, for environment, for education, for automobile, road construction, and so on, it doesn't get on well. And I had been running a machine tool center for some time, and I believe that with my knowledge in engineering, technology, and so on, the nation will better serve me being a minister for science, technology, and innovation rather than going back to health, which I know too well, and others too know very well. So I believe that technology is key, and it's an area that has been neglected. We import everything from toothpick to an aircraft, almost all the food that we eat. And this cannot go on forever. We need to produce machines, equipment, for everything, road transport. I mean, wherever you go, wherever you look, it's all technology. And that's the way we should go.
I see. So when the government say, okay, come and help us, but well, not in the health sector, but on other activities. So you find yourself in this, is it interministerial something against Galamsey? How did you know the enormity, as they say, the value or the seriousness of that particular task that you were given?
Oh, of course, I knew it, and I also asked Minister responsible for environment. I knew it very, very well, and I also know that if we want to keep a good legacy for our children, we need to protect the environment and maintain the biodiversity that we have. We need to protect the forests, we need to protect the water bodies, we need to protect the air and the soil and so on. You see, because as you know, human beings can produce water, bottled water, sachet water, but the animals, in the bush, they know all the rivers and the lakes and the stagnant waters that are in the bush. That's what they know. And if those ones get polluted, then our animals suffer. And if the animals suffer, it's only time that the human beings too will start suffering. And so it was very important to keep the environment clean.
I see. So you were given the task to make sure you can get the environment clean by stopping or trying to minimize illegal mining. Is that it?
Yes, and I was not alone. There were about 12 other ministers on the committee. But interestingly enough, it's only from Bobo, because I was chairman. That is why they mentioned me, because we had a minister for lands and natural resources, minister for monitoring, minister for local government, minister for water resources, minister for information. About 13 of us on that committee. So we were tasked to make sure that there's no illegality in the mining sector, especially the small-scale mining sector. And we defined our illegality. We had a good definition of illegality. We're not even using Galamsey illegality, because even the big ones can do illegal things. Illegality means destroying the water bodies, diverting mining tailings into the water bodies, mining in the riverbed or close to the river, foreigners engaged in small-scale mining in Ghana, use of dangerous chemicals, and so on. We defined everything in terms of in the area of illegal mining.
I see. So if we should start, literally, what was your mode of operation? How were you to conduct that operation to, a successful conclusion, so to speak?
When we started the campaign, we were told that we had a group of small-scale miners who were involved in small-scale mining. They were in an association called Ghana Association of Small-Scale Miners Association. And so all the problems in the small-scale mining sector were on them. They were supposed to be destroying the forest, the water bodies, and so on. And we were given a number of about 3,500 small-scale miners. We met the executive, and they were very, very cooperative. They told us that when they applied for mining permit, they didn't get a permit. So they wait for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, but they don't get a permit. Then they enter the field to do their mining, and that is illegal if you don't have a mining permit. And then secondly, they said they didn't have the training to do the mining sustainably, and many other things. So we engaged with them, and for a year, we stopped them from working and took them, about 4,000 of them, to Takwa School of Mines for a period, a few weeks, for them to be taught sustainable mining. And they were given certificates. Also guided them through the process of obtaining permits, and so on. So that thing was very, very successful. And as far as our mandate was concerned, the small-scale miners did very well. But the problem arose when others not in the group, especially big people engaged foreigners outside these small-scale miners to do illegal mining in the forest. And that's where our problem came. When you have others who are not under your control and who have maybe influence and so on and money and go around to engage in mining, that is where our problem started.
Right. If you say that is where our problem started, it means initially, like you said, you were able to gather some successes. I mean, to regulate mining, bringing people to the main, or regularizing mining activity and removing all hidden, what we call it, the bottlenecks, and removing illegality or those those that are not licenses to mine. You got rid of them. Then the trouble started when you said some big people and others got involved. Can you be precise exactly what you are talking about? Because look, for me, I've said it that I studied in Soviet Union with people. Most of our people, engineers and metallurgy and the rest. Few people went to do study communism and the rest. But amongst us, the people who I really value and respected a lot, I got most of my mates were doctors. To study to become a junior doctor is not easy. To go all the way to be a heart surgeon and the rest is even, something which is unimaginable. So for somebody like Professor Frimpong Boateng, a doctor, his image and his name to be dragged into so many unfavorable sort of situations is a bit worrying. We leaked television stories and here and there. Can you please tell us exactly how the troubles started and, by how much or what you think you can tell us live on this radio? Please do tell us what happened, what started that troubling situation.
What I'm saying is that we were dealing with small-scale mining associations, and they were guided through sustainable mining activity. They were guided through registration, and so we solved the problem for them, and they were certified and allowed to go to the field to do their work. And so that was what our mandate was. But then, like I said, you have people with influence, with money, who will be allowed to go into the forest reserves to mine. And for example, if you have let's say the CEO of the Forestry Commission at the time, writing letters to people, giving them the permit to enter forest reserve to do mining, that is worrying, And then this thing I brought to the attention of the government. And also, when you have the impression that the party you belong to and the people who are supposed to help you gang up, to fabricate stories, to not only to discredit you, but to price you so that you don't do your work. Then they go behind you to do the very things they are accusing people of doing. That is, but I had to keep quiet because it was a very big conspiracy as I saw it. And that, but in all these things, I wrote a report which I sent to the presidency, that is about 2 years ago, about all the things that I was facing, the problems, the challenges, people who were undermining me, people who were doing illegal mining, people in the party, some people government appointees, and so on. So I sent this report to the presidency about a little over 2 years ago. And all the names that I knew and the things we had to do to bring this under control were all written and sent to them.
So, Professor Frimpong Boateng, so the president charged you or tasked you to spearhead a group to, offset illegal miners or to bring everything above board, so to speak. Now, you had in the group or some powerful individuals decided to do things to undermine that effort. Let's be specific here. I mean, what we heard about those missing excavators belonging to illegal miners were seized, which is okay. Some got destroyed or damaged or bent or something, which some of us actually criticize that these machines are very expensive. They should be put to good use. Okay, so they were seized and kept somewhere. Then all of a sudden, or let's say after a while, some of them got missing or they couldn't be found, and the rest. I, Mansa Musa, was among the people who wrote to criticize Professor Primpong for overseeing such recklessness, or so to speak. What happened? What do you know exactly? Because in the end, the Ghana is for all of us. And like I said, somebody like you, we should need you for a proper, specific reason. You shouldn't be damaged at all. So what exactly happened to that those excavators?
I'm going to tell you about the excavators. When we started the activities, we had Operation Vanguard, group of soldiers and policemen who were supposed to stop the illegality or help stop it. And they were in the field and more or less arresting excavators. And so we got reports from them that they have, let's say, immobilized excavators, maybe 20, 40 in a day or something. And what they do is they go to the bush, in the forest, or wherever the excavators are, remove the control board and immobilize them. And then they write a report that, let's say, they have immobilized 20 excavators. A few of them, they were able to cut to the district assembly or to the nearby police stations. But when they remove the control boards and they go away, the miners go with new control boards, fix them into the machines, and drive them away. So when you look at the report of the Operation Vanguard and you compare it to the excavators that are on the ground, there's a discrepancy. You immobilize 20, and before you go the next morning, maybe 18 of them have been given new control boards and taken away. So at the end of the period, we were told that they had immobilized about 750 excavators. So we appointed some people to go around to verify. We went to the bush, we went to the police stations, we went to the district assemblies and the mining districts, and we could not count more than 200 excavators physically. The others were either fitted with new control boards and then driven away. So this 500 excavators that people are talking about, nobody, it was at an interview on, I think, NFM or so, that somebody threw it in, that we had 500 excavators are missing. It was just an arbitrary figure that somebody mentioned, and then, of course, the enemies got rid of it and said, oh, Report Martin has sold 500 excavators. What am I doing with 500 excavators? They know I will not do such a thing. It never happened. And the excavators that I was in charge of, which I seized, they are all in Accra. We can take pictures. We can send people there to take pictures now. And since I left, nobody has added one excavator to that number. So this is the story about the excavators. What we were in charge of, they are still there. They can be seen physically at Accra. I admit that a few got missing, but we got to know those who took them, and they were reported to the police and so on. So that's about the excavators.
I see. So these stories were being banded around those days that you yourself, your son or so, was involved in illegal mining. Can we clear that one? What do you know about that?
Yes, they said my son and I were mining in forest reserves, and so I was reported to SHRAG, and they conducted investigations from 2019 and concluded about 2 months ago. The report is there. The SHRAG report is there. We have done nothing wrong, and so it's a document, a very big document is there. If we have somebody in Accra, you can contact me. I'll give him a copy of the SHRAG report showing that. You see, and that is again, when people want to do things, they will accuse you of wrongdoing to immobilize you so that you can't do your work, and then they'll go behind you. Once you are being investigated, you cannot address that issue, they'll go behind you to do the illegal mining. That was what was happening. So you are accused, were investigated for 3-4 years. The trial report is there. Nothing wrong. We have done nothing wrong. I've never got involved in mining the forest or done anything wrong.
So I don't know how much you can say to this question, but when you said, well, there are people who came in to sabotage the good work that you were doing, can you be specific and tell who you think was or is doing what? Because everyone is somehow, or Ghanaians will think that you have a lot to answer. Almost all the blame should come to you. But in the end, the truth has to be exposed. Sir, can you tell us who are those behind, the complete, what do we call it, behind the, how do I put it, the failure of this operation, this anti-Galamsey operation?
Thank you very much for this very important question. As I said, I wrote a report to the presidency, I think on 19th March 2021, about the work of the IMCIM and also the challenges that we face and what I think should be done to make the fight against Galamsey
NFM Radio
successful. I had left office. I was no longer part of the government, but I was tasked to write a report to guide the president. I wrote everything, including all the names that I think were making things difficult, and gave the report to the president. And recently, I also, in an interview, said there were people in the Jubilee House that were also involved in Galamsey. So the president has asked for that to be investigated. I have given the report that I wrote to the CID, and so the CID is investigating. The president has asked for investigation, so it will be very difficult for me to address that issue and make specific reference to certain individuals, because we have to respect procedure, we have to respect the law, we have to respect what the president is saying. He is saying that the CID should investigate. I've given them all the reports, the names and everything, and let's await what the CID comes up with.
Sir, do you believe that people in high office, very high office, are involved in illegal mining in Ghana?
Not even in high office. I mean, a lot of people, high and low office, yes. Otherwise, it would have stopped long ago. If people were not involved, the illegality would have stopped long ago.
And
including
and obviously, that illegality being carried out by the high office holders. Why do you think it has taken this long? After all, if people are doing something secretly, then nobody knows. But it looks as if, it's in the open, it's in the public domain that certain people are actually doing this activity that for which some people have lost their lives, either being killed or lost their properties and whatnot. And yet, why do you think we can say no action is happening? There's nothing going on. It doesn't seem to be seriously being considered that, look, we wanted to stop this Galamsey, and yet there are some big men. If it was, let's say, in, where do I have to mention? Like Singapore or those places, those big men, some of them would have been in jail. Why do you think everything is gone quiet, as if though there's nothing happening?
But that's a Ghanaian character. That is our character. That's the way we are. We all have to stand for the truth. We don't even have to be a big man to be able to stop this. If there are poor people in the community and they see that their water bodies, their farmlands, their cocoa farms are being destroyed, they can come together and demonstrate. But nobody does that in Ghana. Everybody sits down there. When they get some money from miners, maybe an illegal miner will provide them with a borehole or build a school for them, or local hospital or so on, they're satisfied and they keep quiet. So that is the issue. But I'm not here. I'm not going to mention any name on this program because, as I said, the president has called for investigations.
Fair enough.
That report.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you think? I mean, the people are saying, oh, Professor Frimpong Boateng is now disgruntled because he's been sidelined. He's not getting anything from anywhere. That's why he's now talking. May I ask you, what's your objective? Because you are sending, you are actually, how do I say it, publicizing your correspondence to the president here. I mean, we have all seen all these things. What is your aim? What's your objective?
Objective in doing what?
In what you have set out to do. You know, why didn't you just accept your faith that, you did something, you failed, and people are criticizing, so be it. But now you have sent reports to president here and there. What do you want to achieve?
I think you got me wrong.
Okay.
I think you got me. I left government in early 2021, and when I was leaving as chairman of the committee, which I chaired, I was tasked to write a report on what we did, what went wrong, and then what can be done in the future to guide the president in fighting this menace. And that's a report I wrote as I left government. And I've been out of government for I mean, if you know me, I don't depend upon government or anything for what I do. Whatever I've done in this life, God has guided me and I've done it myself. I don't need anybody to give me anything. I don't need any job. And I'm doing much better since I left, government. So, I mean, nobody should cry for me. I am solid. God has blessed me, good family, and you're doing very well.
So, as it is, for me, okay, someone is asking me, Mansa Musa asked him, if somebody, at the presidency is doing galamsey, this is an obvious question. Is that what do you think should happen to them? I mean, to put it in a proper context, if ordinary people are being punished, their equipment being seized here and there, and yet people who are supposed to be carrying out a proper official duties are rather doing the same criminal things, what do you think should happen to them?
Well, I cannot answer that question because my duty is to report to those who have the ultimate authority. And that is why the report was sent to the presidency. And I believe that the president is being investigated. And I do hope that he will take action against some of these people.
Do you ever regret, going into this anti-galamsey business?
No, I don't regret at all. If I had not done it, then maybe I would have regretted.
The reason I'm asking you is that, sir. The reason I'm asking you is that I feel you. It's me. Maybe you will disagree, but I feel you could. You would do a better job at Ministry of Defense. Ministry of Health instead of this galamsey thing. That's why I'm asking you. Do you regret?
No. See, galamsey was the fight against galamsey was a very small part of my job. I was Minister for Environment, Science, Technology, and Innovation. And there are many things that we did. For example, as I said, I believe that no country will ever proceed or go on, develop without the capacity to build machines.
Yes.
So I came out with a very big program to build a machine tooling center and also a foundry in Ghana. We started, the idea is that we should be able to fabricate spare parts, fabricate machine parts, so that we can really reverse engineer some machines and build our own machines. But everybody did to get on. China, Japan, America, they are all machine builders building parts. If we don't do any of these things, for example, medical equipment, we import everything, the smallest thing. So this is what I did. And then building waste management systems and the conversion of waste into energy in many areas. There are wonderful things we did in the ministry. So the fight against galamsey, let's be frank, I was a minister for environment, science and technology before this galamsey thing came in. And as I said, there were 30 ministers. I was not alone. So we joined to do this kind of thing. It wasn't that was my main occupation. It was a small part of the job that I was supposed to do.
I see. Anyway, listen, we didn't plan this. You know, it was. I appreciate the fact that as a short notice, you've come to speak to us. And the hazards, some of the hazards is that one or two questions may be very uncomfortable. But somebody is asking, Mansa Musa, ask him, he himself said on the TV that party Hiesika, so wasn't he involved in whatever the whole group was doing? What do you say to that, sir?
No, I didn't say that party Hiesika. Somebody said party Hiesika. And I said, if the party needs money, there are legal means, because there are party people, who have legal concessions. There are people who are doing the money legally. So the suggestion was that if you need money, go and get legal concessions, get your legal permits, and do it sustainably. That was it. If the party needs money, let it get the money legally by acquiring concessions and doing what is right, not what is wrong.
I see. So, do you feel under any pressure from anywhere? Do you feel safe?
I feel very safe. I mean, God is our protector everywhere. I mean, people can even die eating, can choke on their knees, you can be knocked down by a vehicle or anything like that can happen to you. But I'm very safe, and I believe that God will protect me.
The reason I'm asking this again is that surely we all know, or we can all feel that some within the group or the hierarchy want to portray you as, they've already casted you as the outsider, and they want to let the rest of us think you are the one in the wrong. So when you start bringing out all this inverted commas, these secrets about what people have done, you should be guarding. You should be very mindful of your safety. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
The last bit was muffled.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm saying that the rest of the group or the hierarchy, surely we all know that they want to somehow cast you as the wrongdoer, or you failed, or you said you have about 30 ministers, but it's only Frimpong Boateng's name which is more normally or usually associated with galamsey, this anti-galamsey thing. So I'm saying now that you are bringing out facts and you want people or Ghanaians to know who did what, I'm saying that surely you should be very mindful of your safety.
Yes, but you see, don't forget that I just said it. As I said, this report that I wrote was sent to the presidency 2 years ago. This is nothing new. You see, it was sent to the president. Yes, I'm not saying anything new. This was a report which I wrote 2 years ago. And so it's nothing new that is happening.
Yesterday,
that's what I'm saying.
Yesterday, I watched Kevin Taylor's show, and he read out a statement or a document purporting to have come from you that you wrote to Kweku Bako, I think. Is that story? Is there any substance in it?
You see, whatever I wrote to the president, I stand by it. If it's about the report that was sent to the presidency, I stand by what I wrote. But as I said, I don't want to go into specific things because the president has ordered investigations. This report I sent to him 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, in March 2021. So,
you see, the one I'm talking about, maybe you are not aware of, but Kevin Taylor read a note, a statement saying that you've written something to Kweku Bako just yesterday. The date was 18th of April. So that's what I'm asking, that particular one, that specific document that Kwabena read, can you attest to it? I mean, is it genuine, or you?
Yes, I wrote it. Yeah.
I see.
I wrote it.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Because I will not deny anything that's all right.
The reason I ask you is that, you see, it's only fair that when Mr. Kwabena comes out with certain things like that, the rest of us will have to find out. You can't just sit down and maybe accuse him or, throw what we call doubts into the air or anything. So it's very good that you have actually confirmed that you did right. Are you worried that it leaked, or how do you think Kwabena got wind of it?
They find out from him.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. That's fine. Sir, that's a good answer. You are not just how do I say it? A pretty face, but intelligent one. That's my uncle used to say that to young Mansa Musa. Anyway, will you mind a question from a listener?
Sure.
Okay, let me go to the hello.
NFM Radio.
Mudaho, 1 second. Hang on a second. Let me connect you properly so that Professor Frimpong Boating can hear you speak. Okay, Yusuf, your question, it should be as brisk and simple and straightforward, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, simple and straightforward. Yeah, all what I can say is, Mansa, good evening to you all and all the listeners, and also Frimpong Boating. In fact, if you look at the whole history of Galamsey, the story, what is going on in Ghana since Nana Addo took office, in fact, this is a sign of, Nana not being able to govern, because you have the power.
Maybe listen. I don't want us to politicize this discussion. Look, if I have a question for him, I don't want to put him in any situation. You understand that, because the platform is that we are interviewing him now. If he grants us the opportunity for us to attack Nana Addo, let's do the attack when it's on our own turf. But for now, please do ask him questions. Please.
All what I can say is really, I can see it's really very difficult for him. You ask him a question regarding if what does he think should be done to all those that are involved. And he said he can't answer that. But the thing is, I was expecting him to say that they should face the law, all those who are involved. But he did answer that he believes that, there is an influence in the hierarchy, in the top, of the governance. So all I can say is that when a ship is in chaos, who is leading? Who's the leader of Ghana? He should be able to solve this problem. Mansa Musa, in this country, here in the diaspora, I can tell you, let any crime happen within a seconds, the police will fish out that fellow that did that. You see, you can see law.
Well, if they don't even fish out and it is going on for a while, you will hear the Prime Minister come and say something, and he will push for the police. You remember when we had the riots, 2011? That time, David Cameron had traveled. The moment he saw that the police were, in fact, failing, he came back quickly and pushed and made sure that the problem was solved. But please, you see, I want you to address Professor Frimpong Boating, because he hasn't got all the night for us. He's a doctor. When I called him this afternoon, he was actually at his surgery or something. So please, I don't want, long comment. Talk to him, ask the question or what you have to quickly, then we move on, please.
Okay. I want him, he has faced difficulties in this investigation and all that he did. He has sent it, I don't believe that, it is going to end up anywhere with this investigation. They're just buying time, Does he think the president should be impeached for not being able to handle the situation?
The president himself said he has put his presidency online on this particular one. This one you can ask. This is a good question because president said he has put his presidency on that Galamsey.
Yes, I think
let him answer if you finish. If you finish, let him answer.
Okay.
Professor Frimpong.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard the man very clearly. My listener.
I heard him. I think I heard him. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a private citizen. I'm not a judge. I'm not the IGP. I cannot prosecute anybody. I cannot put anybody to prison. My job is to present what I've seen. But you see, the thing is, look, can you, Mansa Musa, please, can you say that the people in diaspora, they don't have relatives in Ghana or friends who are doing Galamsey in Ghana? There are lots of people who are out there, they know that some of their relatives, their friends are doing Galamsey, and they also keep quiet and talk as if, this is something new. But then also, let me say that when it comes to illegal mining, the NPP and the NGC are the same, because when you go to the field, they work together. They don't consider their party affiliations. You find NPP and these people destroying the water and so on. It's not, you cannot say that now all the people doing the Galamsey are from the NPP or so. They are Ghanaians. Some across all the political divide, independence and so on. So this is something that is being done across the board, and people should not think that it's an easy matter. There are lots of people in the diaspora who are even being sponsored by their relatives who are doing Galamsey in Ghana.
Yusuf?
Yeah, NFM Radio. I think the way he answered the question, if there are people in the diaspora, there are some who are doing that, I think they should be held responsible if it comes out, if they are supporting their relatives to do that. All what we are seeing is the status quo, the current affairs. Well, NPP is now in power. We shouldn't be quoting NDC. We want solution now. That is why Naradu came to power. So we're saying that he, as a commander-in-chief, is the captain of the ship. And he has to be able, with all the economic hardship now and the Galamseys and all that is going on, he has brought his office, under disrepute. So under Article 69, removal of president, not less than 1/3 of the MPs, I think they should stand up, and impeach him for not. In fact, we were expecting that he will fire the Minister of Mines and Energy. He will fire the Director of Minerals Commission. They are there to supervise all these things. What is the Minister of Mines?
But rather, he fired Professor Frimpong Boateng.
Was he the Minister of Mines and Energy?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Rather, instead
exactly.
of firing those people.
Yeah. So he's been biased, and that's what we're saying under Article 69 of the Ghanaian Constitution. He should be impeached.
All right. I think we all know how or what Professor Frimpong Boateng will say about that. But Prof, in conclusion, this Galamsey business, anti-Galamsey, to fight Galamsey and the rest, surely no one comes out in flying or with flying colors, smelling of roses. It has been a failure, hasn't it?
Well, it's been a failure because Ghanaians are going from it. As I said, there were cases where people who are working outside in the diaspora, I'm not naming any particular country, who buy excavators to Ghana and rent them out to miners to do their work. They may not be engaging in the thing themselves, but they own excavators which are rented out to illegal miners. So everybody is involved. And I agree with the last speaker. I mean, ultimately, it's the president who is in charge, and he should take action and make sure that this thing doesn't happen.
You have qualified what, now you have brought in that caveat at the last moment, and it has stopped me in my tracks. Otherwise, I was going to say, look, in Korea, South Korea, in Japan, and other places, whenever there's even a corporate body like a private institution fails in certain things, you see the director, the biggest man will just, step down, crying, begging, taking the responsibility. Maybe sometimes it's not even their fault. But in Ghana, as to everything. Oh, it's the Ghanaian people. Oh, meanwhile, Ghanaians have voted for supposedly very clever people, very upright people to lead, to do stuff for. That's why we have leadership. So I was going to say, look, sir, you may be right, but to blame Ghana or Ghanaians for the failure of this anti-Galamsey thing. It's not fair. It's not right. It is that we had people who are being rewarded or remunerated or being paid properly, good salaries, and they have been given a task. If those people have failed, just like other people do elsewhere, our leadership or our leaders must also have that dignity, that humility to say, hey, we tried, but we failed. Someone else should come, instead of always trying to blame, especially the previous administration, the present Ghanaian community, everything. What do you say to that, sir?
I mean, that is why you are right. That's why we have leaders. Leaders should be leaders. But the thing is that, in Ghana, people will support a politician not because he or he may be the best for a community or for a minister or so on, but because if that person comes, they will benefit from him, whether he steals the money or not. I mean, they don't care. They want somebody who will also help them receive fair of our means. And that's across board. That is one of our problems. We don't support people who may be upright, who have the vision at heart, but we support people who we think when they come will help us. That is why we have all these type of dirty politics going on in this country. It's part of the reason. But having said that, leadership, that is why we have leadership. If the head fails, then everybody will fail.
So, Prof, I will let you go. Before you go, though, with what we've just said, I will say the president selected you to do a job, believing you are the man for the job, that you do a good job. Obviously,
yes.
You didn't do a good job, did you?
I did a very good job.
Okay.
I did a very good job. I did a very good job. See, when I was there, people dare not enter the forest. You clear the river bodies and so on. But since I left, things are worse and the rivers are bad, the forests are going and so on. So I did a very good job. But people didn't want me there. You wanted me out so that we can continue with the things that they're doing now.
Let me ask you, sir, do you have a concession?
Me?
Yes, sir. You yourself.
No.
You don't have any mining concession anywhere?
Look, my son, who did his what is it? University minister service at Anglo Gold Ashanti. When he finished, he asked me that when I look at the mining scene in Ghana, it's all small scale mining. We don't have any big mining company doing good mining like Anglo Gold Ashanti, Newmont and so on. So he wants to start a very good mining company. I said, okay, then go ahead. And this was 2010 or so, 2009, long time ago.
Okay, so your son actually has a mining company doing mining.
Listen to me, please.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, please.
He's not doing mining.
Okay.
He's not doing mining. Listen to me.
Okay,
Let me bring it straight. So that is I think around 2010, before 2009. And so he applied for large-scale concession in the Brown region. And he was given the concession. But if you have a concession, it doesn't mean that you go straight into the forest and do your mining. No, we knew what was to be done. So we have to go through a process. We do what we call reconnaissance studies. Go to take samples, take them to the lab, we test, implement to the Minerals Commission. After that, we are given a prospecting license. We do that, and the third one is mining license. When we did the reconnaissance, there was violence in the community. There was war between Agyapong and Drobo.
Sure.
And the institute and curfew was instituted at that time. And so he wrote to the Minerals Commission that because of the disturbances in the community, he cannot go on with the work that he's doing. So he stopped. He didn't go on even to do prospecting or things. Unlike others who just enter the forest reserve and then start mining. He didn't do that. He just stopped.
That is very good to know. So your son has got a mining company and he is doing everything by the book. But my question is, the mining company, does it belong to you? Are you part owners or because I only asked that you, as a professor from Pop Watin, do you have a mining company?
What happened is I had a company, a trading company, importing certain things, and that was formed in maybe 20, 25 years ago. And so when my son wanted to go into mining, and I said, look, we don't need to register another company. Take this old company to the Register General Department and let them add mining to its activities. And then you can take over the company. This is what happened.
I see. That is good to know. But if it's a legal mining entity, it's good for progress, for employment. How many people roughly do you think he employs?
No, what I mean is, he didn't employ, look, he had his partner. There were people who came from British Guyana, from Canada, with machines to do the reconnaissance studies and the prospecting.
Sure.
So they were just taking samples. And then the fights broke out in the community between Drobo and Agyapong. So they had to stop. And
so your son's mining company is not functioning at the moment?
No. It's not been functioning for years. Even before MPP
then this conversation is redundant. It means so you don't have a mining concession, you don't have a mining company, your son doesn't have. That is fine. Let me ask you, did you have anything to do with this guy doing cement now, Ibrahim Mahama? He had this concession at I've forgotten the forest. Oh goodness me. Did you have yes, thank you very much, sir. Did you have anything to do with the decision to give that concession, take it away from Ghanaian and give it to a Chinese or the Chinese people?
No, I've not. I don't know about that concession doesn't belong to Chinese.
I'm talking about when Ibrahim Mahama lost that concession and apparently given to the Chinese on a barter basis or something.
Nothing to do with it. I'm a minister for environment, science, and innovation.
Thank you very much. That's why I'm asking if you don't have anything. What do you make of? It's also politics, and we are all Ghanaians. What do you make of the fact that a Ghanaian, maybe he would have become a billionaire, but still a Ghanaian? That concession was taken away from him and handed over to the Chinese. What do you make of that decision?
No, I'm not aware whether the Chinese have taken over that concession. I don't think so. I'm not aware of that. I don't know.
You are aware that it was taken away from Ibrahim Mahama, and that the Chinese will give us some $1 billion or 2 or 3, then we will mine the aluminium and then sell it and give the proceeds to. It's a barter trade. But what I'm saying is that decision to take it away from Ibrahim Mahama, do you think it was a good one?
I don't know the details. Look, I know Ibrahim very well. He's my friend. He hasn't told me, giving the details of what happened. But I cannot address that. I don't know. If I don't know the details of anything,
sure,
because it's not in my ministry, And Ibrahim hasn't told me anything. I don't know who owns that concession now. I have no idea. Genuinely, I'm telling you.
No
So
problem,
I cannot address that issue.
I don't doubt your integrity at all. I don't doubt it. You are a proper medical man. What do you make of our health situation? I mean, the health project, health facilities, the health, ministry, and how it is doing. I mean, what do you make of it in Ghana? Have we improved? Have we improved in anything?
No, you see, the health system is sick. So we need to do a lot of things. We need to invest. We need to invest in many things. Human resources, attitudes. There are so many things. It's not just putting up hospitals or putting up buildings. The buildings must be equipped with human beings who have the right attitude to work, who love what you are doing, and they must have the equipment. They must have a program to train the next generation of health workers. They must love their work. Not only health, in any other field. I'm not seeing that in Ghana now. We are all
that is coming from you. And you see, I tell you what, Ghanaians will love leaders who speak the truth, nothing but the truth, and go straight to the point. So you, Professor Frimpong Boateng, saying that these shortcomings are still persisting. Do you sometimes speak to, the people in charge, I mean, those who are pulling the strings, about a place like, they say, is it Sewia or something, hospital? Captain Smart showed some places where everything is equipped, newly built everything, and almost abandoned. I mean, what do you make of these stories that we are hearing?
This is why I'm saying that if we say we have problems in Ghana, we don't have problems with the land itself, we don't have problems with the minerals in the land, we don't have problems with the forest, we don't have problems with animals. We have problems with the human beings that are living here. And if we get the right attitude and we decide that we'll come together and build this nation, things will change in a very short time. So we must have a national agenda, be dedicated to Ghana and not to, anybody who will love his political party more than Ghana is sick.
He is sick. You see, sometimes they tell me I'm sick because I love Nkrumah Osagyefo than anything, but that is me. Sir, what do you make of the health minister? What has been his performance? Good? Indifference? Bad? Worse? Reckless? What is it?
Which minister?
Health minister.
As I said, you see, I know too much about health. I don't want to go there at all.
Okay. So now then, if you don't want to go individuals, let's talk about governance. This governance that you've been part of, has it been an improvement over the previous one?
I was part of.
Yes, you were part of. The question is, has it been an improvement over the previous governance?
Well, I don't know what I can say is that due to a multiplicity of factors.
Sir, please be straightforward with Ghanaians. They are loving you already. Listen,
no.
The point is, we need to improve as a nation. So I want to know, do you think that this particular governance, everything, take everything together, fight against galamsey, against corruption, a whole lot of, before I called you, I spoke to a young gentleman who, they've paid money to officials at the municipal assembly. Today, someone sits in that assembly and says, oh, we don't even know that you've paid monies. I mean, I'm asking, going forward as a country, has this administration, this governance, been an improvement over the previous one, sir?
Look, what I can say is that if there's corruption, I think there's significant corruption. I will not say this party, if this party was 60% corrupt, and this one is 70% corrupt, so this one is better than that. I don't do that kind of thing, analysis.
But at least we can say it is worse. I mean, you have given the figures. If something is 60% bad and now it's 75% bad, surely it is worse than previous, isn't it?
No, I don't say that. Even if it's bad, it's bad. We don't have to grade it.
Okay.
But
Then how do we measure? How do we put the measurement? I mean, the criteria for saying that this government is doing well. How do we do it if we are not going to measure it? Because if corruption indexes were falling, were dropping, then we say, they are fighting corruption. But if the indexes are getting worse, surely we must be bold enough to say, hey, ask Captain Smart will say, wabong. I don't say that, but it's funny. I mean, we should be able to criticize that. Look, someone isn't doing their work or jobs properly.
You see, I wish we could assess the gross national happiness.
Yes.
As is done in this country in the Himalayas. Somewhere. Yes. If you can have a way of assessing gross national happiness of Ghanaians, they will be able to maybe use that investment. Are Ghanaians happy? Were they happy in the past? Are they happy now? Ghanaians have not been happy for a long time. So let us all say that in totality, we have not been doing well. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
So, sir, if you were given any other alternative, any ministerial work job again, would you like to have it? Would you like to go into the deep, the depth of politics? I mean, go deep into it again, or you think you've had enough?
Look, that I should go and serve under somebody.
A minister for finance.
No, it's not going to happen.
A minister for works and housing.
It's not going to happen.
Not even sports minister.
Well, I don't have any idea about sports.
What about if the government? What about if the administration changes? For instance, NDC comes to power and they say, "Oh, look, Mansa Musa is all the time talking about Professor Frimpong Boateng." It's true. I like you because you are a doctor, a surgeon, and everything. I really, really appreciate where you're coming from. I admire you. So Mansa Musa has endorsed Dr. Professor Frimpong Boateng, and they want to give you ministerial job. That one too, you wouldn't take it because it's ending.
I'm going to take it. No. I'm not going to take it. No, listen. I love those governments, but at some point when the COVID came, the president wanted, we could not get vaccines, Ghanaians were dying and so on, people were dying all over the world. And the president wanted to start Ghana to explore the possibility of producing a vaccine. And when the authorities came together, they said there should be a committee, and I was told to head that committee, which is to explore the possibility of Ghana producing vaccine, not only for COVID, but for all the other childhood vaccines and so that we use in Ghana. So I accepted to do that. If there's a program, a specific program that has timelines, we go and do it, and we did our work very well. We had some terms of reference. We have achieved everything, and I'm leaving the committee right now. So that is something that I will do for Ghanaians. And if there's a specific thing that I have to do, advice, that I will do, no matter which party is in power, because Ghana is in power all the time. Ghana is there.
I also think there is more space, enough space for someone like Professor Frimpong Boateng to perform again. I think so. Let me ask you, mentioning COVID, the arrangement to take the scientific, activities, the technical activities of checking, approving people coming in and out of the country, taking it away from Noguchi to be given to some unknown private company. What do you make of that? Was it a wise decision?
I don't know anything about that one. People, there's no COVID testing at the airport now. Everything is back to normal. So what is it about?
Yes, but during the COVID days, at times, a company apparently from Nigeria or something was set up to, monitor the checking, the testing, everything taken away from our own very formidable Noguchi. I mean, this is public knowledge.
No. I think we are talking about two different things.
Okay.
When it comes to testing, the Ministry of Health testing the Ghanaian community, that was being done by Noguchi, CSIR, and other labs. That is the community work. But when it comes to the airport, I think there was a company called Frontier something. But I don't know who owns that company. But Noguchi was doing this work. And this other company was also doing this work at the airport. But don't ask me who owns that company. I don't know. I always see
I know you don't know. I know you don't know. So many people don't. I mean, we all don't know better. Anyway, somebody just sent me, say Ibrahim Muhammad's concessions was taken away from him and given to some other Ghanaians, not Chinese. Thank you very much. We don't know who was managing the COVID thing at the airport, and no one can convince any Ghanaian that was a good idea. But then, there we go. So, all in all, Professor Frimpong Boateng, the situation that we find ourselves in, this the finance, the economic, the figures, everything. Are you surprised that with all what has happened, this one we are doing general, interest, general questions. All what has gone on, the government trying to, put moratorium on what people can take from the bank, everything has done, and yet we can't get any sort of deal from IMF. What do you think is happening? Do you think there is more to our debt that we are being made to know?
I'm a technical person. I'm not a finance person. I have no idea about what is happening in the financial. And I know things are not doing well. The ratio is, I'm told, is 97% or so. But don't ask me for the details and how it's going to be solved. If it's about technology, how we can build machines and get Ghanaians employed, produce our own water pumps, our transformers, our vehicles, and so on. Yeah, I will have a lot to say, but not those things I have. That's my weakness. I don't know much about the details of the finances yet.
Okay, but we are now, like I said, general paper, general knowledge. We are speaking as Ghanaians, and you as educated as that, at least you know what is happening in the country. My question is that, do you think there is some lack of transparency? Hello, sir. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't hear the last question.
Okay, I'm saying, do you think there's some lack of transparency in the dealings between our our finance ministry and the IMF, given that we have done everything, taxes upon taxes upon taxes, even we have forgotten about that e-levy, everything, and yet, do you think something is wrong somewhere that maybe our government is not telling us? Because don't forget, people rose up to say the finance minister should go. What do you think of that particular, agitation? Do you think the finance minister should have been made to step aside?
You see, Mansa Musa, I've told you my weak points and my strength. I am interested in technology. I don't know much about finance. If MPs say the finance minister should go, they must have their reasons, and so on. So I cannot give you. I don't want to speculate. I want to give specific answers to what I know. So just leave me alone with these finance things. I don't understand them. IMF and how, raising of taxes and so on. I know we're not doing well. Why should Ghana go begging for $3 billion? Even getting there is not something that I like. But as to how we got there, how we're going to get out, and what should happen to the finance minister, there are bodies, the parliament is there, and people who are mandated to do that are there. They should do their work.
Given that most of the people in NPP looking to be, those who are going around and vying for the flag bearership positions, they've been in this government, and they've been part of this decision making and everything. and yet none is talking about, problems or even how to solve it. Everyone is talking as though they are better, and I don't know. What do you make of the fact that is it that Bawumia and the rest of them, they are going to fight on this particular administration is good, so let's continue? Or if it's bad, why are they not saying to Ghanaians, maybe we failed, but we will do the right thing? What do you think?
Well, see, don't worry about that. This is an NPP internal elections. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And so the NPP will decide, and then they will present their candidate to Ghanaians, and if Ghanaians like what they decided, it's up to them. If Ghanaians like whatever they like, the elections will show. So I don't want to, just as the NDC or any other party will come out with a candidate. Eventually, next year, December, the Ghanaians will decide what they like.
Yeah. But sir, you are a clever man, intelligent person, you are well read, you are Ghanaian. Do you think those people, the Bawumia, the Akoto, say the Agyapong, the rest of them, do you think they deserve to continue to run the country, to rule the country? You think they deserve it?
Look, whatever I say, it doesn't matter. If what the Ghanaians will say next year,
it matters because you are, like I say, you are a big man. Look, even Mansa Musa and those people, it matters. So I want your opinion. It's not about what Ghanaians will say or think. Your opinion. Do you think, they qualify, that they deserve to be given a chance to govern?
For now, I'll keep my opinions to myself. I don't want to interfere with what the NPP is doing with their Kwabena Age, just as I will not interfere with what the NDC is doing, just or any other party. Let us wait. Let us get a candidate next year when the election. Good old Ghanaians, wise Ghanaians will decide what they want.
Well, will you be happy if changes happen, like the NDC come instead of the NPP?
You see, what I say doesn't matter. I'm 1 out of 32 million. So what Ghanaians decide next year is what we all accept.
I'm one of 37 something, 39 or 1 million, whatever Ghanaians numbers we put, but I want the CPP to be strong and win next election. So you must also want something, isn't it?
I will support you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I will support you. I will support you.
No, okay, now let's be on friendly terrain. Are you an Nkrumahist?
Pardon me?
Are you an Nkrumahist?
Look, every good Ghanaian is or was an Nkrumahist. Look, I was when I was in middle school, I was a young pioneer. You
see? So okay, that means you will be older than me by some few years, because when Nkrumah was overthrown, I think I wasn't qualified to be in the young pioneers yet, but I saw everything. My dad being one of the bodyguards,
When Nkrumah was overthrown, I was in a secondary school. I was a big boy. So what I'm saying is that no matter which political party that you belong, if we want this country to go on, we have to study Nkrumah's program of industrialization.
You see, this is where I find it difficult to understand some of you then, because my policy is that all the people whose ancestors tormented the Osagifo, today I cannot play ball with them. I cannot play with them. I cannot eat with them. So how did you manage to be with the UP group when you are a pure and truly an Nkrumahist?
No, I will not say I am an Nkrumahist, but I admire Nkrumah on many fronts. For example, his industrialization program. What I didn't like about Nkrumah was the one-party state and that kind of thing, president for life. And so, but I believe that people should be given a chance to vote fairly. The political terrain should be opened up so that we decide whom we want. And we don't want dictatorship.
Professor Frimpong, you are now going to let us debate Nkrumah's policies. Osajifo didn't just start all of a sudden say, oh, I've cancelled everything. I want to be president forever. There were so many circumstances that led to, he, trying to declare and build a country like they did in Southeast Asia, where they relied on one particular entity, and today they are better off. But Osajifo was a true Democrat. Don't forget that when the republic discussion to become a republic was being discussed, and the UP group were invited to they didn't participate. Osajifo didn't bar them. They didn't. And when they started with the bombing and the rest, all that time, Osajifo hasn't decided to be one-party state. So please, as for that one, Osajifo maybe, for me, I can only say one fault about him, and that he trusted his people too much. He trusted Ghanaians to his own, fatal end. And that is his only problem. For me, I've said it, and some people say, oh, it's blasphemous. But I'll say it again, that if you remove the blonde image of Christ and put Osajifo's image on that cross, Mansa Musa will worship that cross. Osajifo was that godly.
No, you are wrong. You are going too far.
No, that is me. Yeah, because for somebody in those days who didn't think about, going to buy buildings abroad for his concubines, his family people, going and actually build things for Ghanaians. He built things, and he knew.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I have studied. Look, I've studied Nkrumah very well, and my friend, Engineer Wood of blessed memory, crusading engineer, he wrote a book, and I contributed to it about Nkrumah's legacy, what he did, all the things that he, So I've studied his industrialization program, and I know that if you don't go back to it, or not entirely, but learn from it, and merge it with modern trends, ICT and so on, we will have problems. So Nkrumah was somebody who loved Ghana, and his love for this country was impeccable, and I admire that. But
that's fine. Okay, let's not go. But someone sent me a lesson from Ghana, which I'm very much interested. A colleague of mine, we all studied in the Soviet Union. A German by name Michael Frank. Apparently, you teamed up with him. You teamed up with him to build a factory to manufacture spare parts. Are you still doing that?
No, yeah, we are still together planning, and I believe that we'll have the resources to set up what I was talking about, building a machine tool center of foundries, so that for once Ghanaians will be able to produce their own equipment. And if you want to build a transformer, water pump,